Hey guys, it's Brian. We're back here at the Frostbite JL. Today we're going to go run some trails out at Brown's Camp again. It is January. It could be a little muddy, but it should be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. Okay guys, we made it to that staging area. We're going to go ahead and air down. We got to get Rick's Jeep off the trailer, and then we're going to head on up to that first trail. Here we go. So this is going to be the start of Fire Break 5. It's pretty sunny down here. It is a little wet, but we're definitely going to get more of the white stuff up towards the top of this. Stay tuned. And another thing to note with Firebreak 5, it is a Jeep Badge of Honor trail. So if you guys do have the app, you want to go ahead and check in there at the trailhead so you can get your badge for this one. Alright, now we're going to head up to the first rock section. Here we go. This section is going to be the first real area of obstacles. We're going to go up this little rocky hill climb. Right after this is the more challenging section. So we're going to follow Kevin and his XJ and then head on up. Alright, now that we're all through that section, we're going to head on up to the more challenging area. For those of you wondering, Rick's Jeep is a turbocharged 4-liter. That thing's definitely rowdy. Alright, now that John's up in his TJ, we're going to watch Charles and his girlfriend come up in the XJ. This is the Jeep that broke the axle shaft on our last trip. They got it all fixed and they're back out here. Alright, here we go. Alright, now that we're all done with that section, we're going to head on up to this optional rock garden. Kevin in his XJ and Rick in his YJ that's turboed is going to tackle this. This gets pretty rowdy. Go ahead and check it out. Alright, now that those guys are all done playing around, we're going to head on up to the rest of the trail. The rest of this is going to be a little bit easier. We're going to be winding through the trees. We do have a difficult section in the snow towards the top, so stay tuned for that. I did unfortunately lose my GoPro on this trip, but everybody else was nice enough to share some footage, so we ended up getting a pretty good video. Alright, stay tuned, guys. That YJ is pretty sweet. Rick built that himself. Like I said, it's a turboed 4-liter and it's on some built axles, so it definitely gets work done. Alright guys, we're going to wind on up to the top here and try to not get stuck in the snow. Here we go. The snow was definitely pretty wet that day. We were all wanting for some more traction. I believe I ended up down to about 7 or 8 psi by the end of this trip. We're rolling up on this first hill climb here in the snow. This one ends up being a little tricky, but we do all push through. That was definitely a fun hill climb up in the snow. So now we're going to head on to the last little section of Firebreak 5. This one ends up being the most challenging for most of us in the group. Alright, stay tuned for that. Yeah. This is definitely the section that's going to give us the most trouble here in the snow. It's kind of down in the trees in the shade, and it is pretty wet snow. It ends up being about bumper deep for us. Charles did manage to get himself pretty stuck there. Rick was able to pull him out. Now it's going to be my turn to have a crack at it. Here we go. So I did manage to get my Jeep pretty stuck there. We were about bumper deep in snow. That stuff was pretty soft. Kevin was able to come back around and help me get out. Okay, now that my Jeep's finally unstuck, we're able to push up this last little hill climb here. Momentum was definitely our friend in that scenario. Once you stop, you tend to sink down into that wet stuff. Alright guys, we're going to head on up here to the top and finish this trail on up. It was definitely a beautiful day out there in Oregon. A lot of people are out there taking advantage of it. Alright guys, we're going to head back down and air back up. This is going to do it for this trip. Guys, go ahead and like and subscribe. Share it if you like. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks guys.